So, what are ways that you guys have seen your Pure Desire groups make an impact on your church and maybe even on your community at large there in Normal, Illinois?
That's just not going to get old for you, is it?
Hey,
No,
we live near
no.
Boring, so we like my
Oh,
wife.
that's great.
My wife teaches at a boarding school. You guys go to a normal church. It's all good.
Yeah. I think we've kind of been hitting on it. So on my wall over there, I have the number, which again is not, but John Begman said 1 equals 2,621,440. And that idea is that if I lead a group for 1 year and one guy out of like that 5 guys who are in the group, if he becomes a leader and for the next 19 years, he leads one, and then that just trickles down, like that's the impact. And so for me, 10 months is a long time to lead a group. This is slow. It's fun, it's sad, it's just heartbreaking at times. And when you walk with somebody's story, to do that for 10 months is it. I come back into my office after group and I just look at that number, and that's the impact that I say, you know what, like today was just 2 hours of my time, but come down the road 20 years from now, if we continue and stay faithful, that's the impact that we're going to have. And that number is way outside, outgrows our community, our town. So that's just what we're going after. That number there is my motivation to just keep going, to have the impact on our community.
Yeah, and I think our goal is to in our student area is just to create this to be a part of our culture. Like our culture is, where they shouldn't be surprised. Like in a couple of weeks, we have a couple of our leaders for our high school groups. They're going to get interviewed on stage during service, and the goal is just like that they wouldn't be surprised to hear, that's a normal conversation. I think that we're getting there, and just that groups continue to grow, that people know that there are groups available, even if they're not necessarily in one or necessarily need to be in one. But just I think for us, the goal, and I think we're getting there, but we still, obviously we still have work to do, just to get that to be a part of our constant conversation, that students walk in, that they're aware of this to an extent if they're around a decent amount. So, yeah.
What I'm most encouraged about Cooper is that for him, like where we're at in the adult world, we're typically reactive. And with high school, like there's a lot that's taking place where we're actually being proactive in ministry. And maybe in that point, we're preventing what, what we see within our pillars and betrayal and beyond, those type of groups. Our goal, one of the things that we're really excited about, we're already in talk with Rodney and Tracy about coming out, and even our so Cooper's with student ministry, then there's our kids, and we're looking at having them coming out and just doing a night for parents on how to talk with your kids about sex. So even that is something where we'll just get the word out to our community and let everyone know, hey, this is the place. We're having the conversation. Come be part of the conversation.
Yeah. And that's Rodney and Tracy Wright, and they did write that book. We'll put that in the show notes, but they do travel around to churches and give a parent training. So if your church is interested, you can reach out to us. Absolutely.